Yatraivo vashamam yanti Tasmai satyatmane namaha. We all know Ramayana or the stories of Rama happens in the Treta Yuga. Correct? And Rama as the embodiment of values, the embodiment of Dharma, embodiment of a lot of noble virtues. Let me ask a question to all of you. Why we worship Rama? Why we worship Rama, Lord Rama?
Because he is the highest person.
If you see the stories of Lord Rama, a lot of struggles, a lot of hardships. If you see problems to problems, going to the forest along with wife, brother also following, leaving the wife, and the struggles we all know Bhagavan facing in the jungle, in the forest. Are we looking for all those struggles to happen in our life? Can anyone say that we want those struggles or problems that Bhagavan had in life? Do we really want that in life? No. Then what we need, the kind of values, the kind of qualities that Bhagavan, we can learn from Lord Rama in terms of how he overcame. What sort of values, what sort of structures, what sort of good qualities we can imbibe, where Bhagavan used those to overcome the problems and always be cheerful, always be courageous. Right? Being exceptional in those and lead a life. Is it something that we are looking for? Correct? Being exceptional and lead a meaningful life. So we are also looking for those values that could be imbibed in our life. Right? And at the same time, when we see those values or when we see the stories of Bhagavan Rama, there are two attributes. One is the own enlightenment, knowing the true purpose of life. Not only that, the welfare of the society, being a Raja. Own enlightenment and welfare of the society. Atmano mokshartha, Atmano mokshartham. How is it? Atmano mokshartham. Jagat hidayat. Atmano mokshartham jagat hidayat. Meaning, finding fulfillment in life, finding wholesomeness in life. Not only that, at the same time, ensuring that the values in society is maintained, ensuring that the upliftment of the society is also guaranteed. As a king, right? Will you be able to appreciate these two? Finding out the true purpose in life, finding out who truly are you. That is called as, and the other part is basically ensuring that the society is taken care. It is like the two sides of a coin, and this is also applicable for all of us. If you see the system or the set of values, these are the two higher attributes we all should have in life. And Rama, you all know that. He is the Vigrahan Dharma, embodiment of Dharma, embodiment of righteousness. So today we will touch the Yoga Vasishta, we will talk one or two slokas and see what sort of attributes we can imbibe and practice practically apply in our life. This is what we try to do in the next 25 to 30 minutes. And if you see Yoga Vasishta as a Kriti, the subject matter is, the crux of the matter is Jiva Brahma Aikyam. Meaning, finding out your true potential. Finding out who truly are you. Finding out what is the real purpose in my life. Going inward and see who truly are you. Am I the body? Am I this mind? Am I the so-called personality we refer? Or am I the one who is having certain coordinates in this world? I am the father of so-and-so, or I am the mother of so-and-so. Is it something like that? No. It is much, much, much beyond. It is not who are you, it is who truly are you. So that is called as the Jiva Brahma Aikyam. That is the subject matter of Yoga Vasishta. And Bhagavan Rama at his age, that is 15 or 14, after completing the Gurukula Vidyabhyasam, in the palace, he expressing the desire that I should go for a tour or a pilgrimage. You all know the story. And after coming back, Rama in a very bad mood, not talking, not attending his daily routines, totally lost. And this was noticed by the gurus. The Vasishta observes this, the Vasishta Maharshi observes this. And that is the beginning of Yoga Vasishta, basically giving this knowledge to Rama. And Yoga Vasishta Masakriti, there are 6 important themes. If I say the different themes, the first one is basically the Vairagya Prakaranam. Vairagya Prakaranam meaning knowing what is true in this life, what is the reality in this life, what is permanent in this life, what is not permanent in this life. Understanding that. So if you see from a material point of view, we have got a body, we are in this world, we are having interactions with different people in this world, we are also having certain responsibilities, maybe certain positions, certain privileges, etc. So the question to all of us is basically, can we identify with any of those? Are they permanent? So the answer is, we cannot identify with the objects, we cannot identify with the possessions, we cannot identify with the names, forms and the coordinates that we have in our life. Knowing this is Vairagyam, knowing this is basically called as the power of discrimination. Nitya Anitya Vastu Vivekam. So when you say Vairagya Prakaranam, understanding of what is permanent in this world, what is impermanent. This is basically the rational understanding of what is Satyam, what is Asatyam, what is Mithya. It doesn't mean that we have to run away from the life. No. Knowing that these all are not going to exist forever. This understanding is enough. First is understanding. And then the problem that we have in our day-to-day life is basically too much of dependence on the transactional objects. We expect certain things to happen through us, then we depend upon the results, and again if the results won't come, we will get upset. Or if somebody misbehaves, we will get upset. Basically, we depend upon the transaction or the vyavahara. So the point here is, you do the transactions for the sake of doing transactions. Don't depend upon the transactions. Then where you should depend upon your true nature, the reality within you. That reality is beyond everything, beyond the body, beyond the mind, beyond the intellect, beyond the senses, beyond the possessions, beyond everything that we have, so called as the names and forms. The reality is within. So, decoupling from the Vyavaharam for your happiness doesn't mean that you need to run away or you need to stop. No. Rama as a Raja, he has done this perfectly. So, no dependence on the worldly things. Dependence is basically on that power which is there within all of us. So this is the Vairagya Prakaranam. Then comes the Mumukshutva Prakaranam or Mumukshu Prakaranam. Mumukshu meaning the intense desire to know what is my true purpose in life. Is it something like having this body, eat and enjoy these things and die after some time? No. What is my true purpose in life? In this body, with this body, realize the truth. And when that truth should be realized, ihaiva, here, now itself. Not after retirement, not after, getting the retirement from the job, no. Not after retirement, it's not the time for learning Yoga Vasishtam or Bhagavad Gita because our mind will not allow, our body also will not allow. So, knowing this reality within and depending on that reality. That is what I said. The enlightenment is one side, the other side is basically how you can enrich the society, enrich the community. Being an individual, what can you do? What service you can do to the world? Beyond your selfish interest, what exactly you can do beyond those? For that, what we need to do, we need to understand who truly are we. So, Vairagya Prakaranam, Mumukshu Prakaranam, then basically the existence of the world, sustenance of the world, dissolution of the world. Beyond all those things, what exists permanently in this world? What exists is basically this truth only will exist. And where is that truth? That truth is within us. And you are that truth. This is the realization. Once you realize this, everything will happen in life. All good values, good structure, systems needed for you to excel in life will happen. As per the Shruti, Divido hi vedokto dharma pravritti lakshano nivritti lakshana jagatastiti karanam praninam sakshat abhyudaya nisrayasa hedu sadharma. So in life, we do lot of pravritti, lot of karma. But our purpose is not only to do karma and leave the body. No. Beyond doing the karma, there is also called as the nivritti. Nivritti is basically going inward and see who am I, who truly am I? What is my true purpose? Am I exploring the full potential in me? Am I confused in this world? Am I get lost in this world? Am I trying to associate with me with the mere limited things? No, we should not do that. You have to go beyond that. You have the endless possibilities within. This is what Bhagavan Rama teaches us. The enlightenment and the other part is basically do the service. Hidam is the word that is used here. Hidam meaning what? Hidam is a Sanskrit word, and the definition of Hidam we can say like the betterment of a bigger set of people. It can be the society that you live, it can be the area that you live, it can be the state that you live, it can be the country that you live. The betterment of these different things one should always aim in life. That is another aspect, and what we will do today, there are certain values that we have to imbibe. As you all know, Raman as the embodiment of Dharma, righteousness. The first and foremost quality is the the power of righteousness. Ramo Vigrahavan Dharma. What is righteousness? And when we say righteousness, it is beyond your selfish interest and intention. As a creature or as a being, as a human being, what sort of coordinate system that you have beyond this individual, what sort of connections and contacts that you have in the bigger society? Can I be isolated? No, because you are a part of the system. You are a microcosm within the macrocosm. So, the betterment of the macrocosm, beyond your selfish interests and desires, what can you do? It doesn't mean that you should not fulfill your desires. When you do the fulfillment of our desires, ensuring that the hidden part of the world is not compromised, trying to do the service for the betterment of a bigger set of audience. So that is the first quality, the power of righteousness, dharma. Then comes the power of unselfishness. The power of unselfishness. When you say unselfishness, as I mentioned, there are three attributes one should understand: Jeevan, Jagat, and Ishvara. When you say Jeevan, I as a human being, right? I am here, I am talking, I am so and so. I have certain identities. I am able to see all of you. I am able to interact with this world. Correct? And you can also see the Jagat, you can see the world. You are interacting with the world. You are interacting with the people. You can see things, you can touch things, you can smell things. And there is an underlying unifying force called as Ishwaran. And that is Adrishyam or Adrishtam. Let us look inward. We have a body, we have a mind. Certain things are happening in our body. Correct? Are we trying to do something to pump our blood? Or are we trying to do something to digest the food? Or are we trying to keep an alarm and do the breathing? There is a system, there is a truth within all of us. And similarly for the Jagat, whatever you see, whatever names and forms you see, is there a universal law or a force behind it? You all appreciate that, but we are not able to see that truth. And now, our Kriti Yoga Vasisham says that the truth that is unifying you and this world is one and the same. And you are that truth. You are that truth. You are not the mere body, mind, intellect, senses. So the ultimate purpose in our life is basically know this truth, know this reality with this body. This is the ultimate aim of our life. Knowing yourself is very important. And Rama as a Raja, Rama as an avataram, realized that. So the power of unselfishness, and you can see a lot of stories from Ramayana. Rama as a king, how he dealt this quality in a very richer way. And third aspect is the power of equanimity. I hope you are able to recollect. Power of, first one is what? Power of discrimination. Viveka buddhi. Second one is the power of unselfishness. Third is what? The power of equanimity. Power of equanimity. Power of righteousness, dharma, discrimination. Power of discrimination, power of righteousness, power of equanimity. That is what we are now going to see. What is equanimity? What is equanimity? A balanced life. When one knows about the true self, the adversities that come from the world will not get affected. Because the dependence is not on the world. Dependence is not on the vyavahara. Dependence is not on the objects that you are dealing with. The true dependence is on yourself. So when one understands the true self, the power of equanimity will happen. In the language of Bhagavad Gita, this is called as Stita Prajnatva. And what is the Lakshanam of a Stita Prajnan? What is the Lakshanam of a Stita Prajnan? You all know Bhagavad Gita. What is the Lakshanam of what is the quality or a trait of a Stita Prajnan? A man of, equanimous mind, or the equanimity in life. The Stita Prajnan will not get affected due to the dvandam, the dualities that come from the world. You can see a lot of stories from Ramayana, how Bhagavan Rama dealt with all those situations in a cool composure. So one can have equanimity in life, how? When you know your true self. The power of discrimination, the power of unselfishness, the power of righteousness, the power of equanimity, and the last one is basically the power of inner freedom. That is called as moksha, that is called as mukti, that is called as, nirvana. And it is something that we all have to achieve here. In this body, you need to realize the truth. This is the power of inner freedom. Why I said these things? Because you all will be able to appreciate, we have a physical body, we know what to eat, what sort of nutritious food we should consume. Do we need Vedam to know what we should eat or what should be our daily routine? We don't need the Vedantic text. We know our body will tell when I am hungry. Correct? So the body related dimension, we know what to be done, but we are not the body. When we go to subtler level, we can understand that I am something beyond the body. I am beyond the body. Maybe I can go one level down and say that maybe I am the mind, intellect complex. So if you deeply look into that, again we will understand that Anyo Andara Atma Annamaya, Anyo Andara Atma Pranamaya. I cannot be the Manasa, I cannot be the Buddhi. Anyo Andara Atma Anandamaya, Vijnanamaya. So we can see that when you go subtle and subtle, I cannot be this. These all are my possessions. It is my body, it is my mind, it is my wealth, it is my prana, it is my enjoyment. But the enjoyer is different. The one who enjoys is different. And I am that. This is the inner freedom, finding out the true personality within us. So one side of the coin is basically this realization. And the other side of this coin is basically, with that knowledge, do the vyavaharam in this life. How the vyavaharam, how the transaction should be? Transactions for the good of the people, good of the larger set of a people. Not only for you and the closer. It should be the good of a larger set of people, a bigger audience. At our level, we can do maybe someone who is at government, or someone who is doing some service to the society. Maybe different ways of doing these things are there in front of us. But what is important is knowing our true reality is important. So for that, what you need to do? We need to depend upon our Shastram, we need to depend upon the Swadhyayam, the daily learnings, having the Satsangam, having the connection with the right people, right associations are very important in our life. Because world will always give challenges. And to deal with those challenges, we cannot get energy from the world. We need to derive energy from within. So that is what one has to learn from the stories of Bhagavan Rama. So the inner wealth is basically what? Inner wealth is basically a polished mind, a purified mind that will automatically decouple from the world, and the mind once get purified will be able to create a conducive structure within us to understand what is there behind this mind. What is my true reality? And the other aspect is basically the social dimension. One should utilize this, utilize the values, utilize the skills, and try for the betterment of the society. And for having these values, the backbone or backend is basically the spiritual dimension. The spiritual dimension is knowing this true reality within us, knowing this truth within us, and Shastram will help us, Avatara Purushas will help us, their stories, their way of life will help us, so that this is what one should have in life, this is what one should imbibe in our life. What are those powers? Power of discrimination, power of righteousness, power of equanimity, power of inner freedom. These are some of the values that one should imbibe in the life from the stories of Ramayana or from the life of Bhagavan Rama. So one more point I want to stress upon is basically how one can live in this world without getting affected, because we cannot run away from this life, right? We cannot discard. When one says no dependence on the world, how can we ensure that we are not affected? The simple way is basically convert our karma as karma yoga. That's what we can learn from Bhagavan Rama, how he has done karma as a karma yoga. And with this knowledge, Vasishtha gives the advice like Samudrasya eva gambhirya stairyam merori vistiti. And the cool composure like a moon, the gambhirata, the proudness like the ocean, and the courage like the Meru mountain, the Meru Parvata, and the coolness within like a moon, and it is backed up with the self-knowledge. Do the actions in this world. Surrender or submit those actions to the Lord. Karma was karma yoga, and having the prasada buddhi. Whatever comes in life, let it go. I will bravely endure it. That is what we have to learn from Bhagavan Rama. How bravely Bhagavan endured things in life. The titiksha, the quality of titiksha. So my advice is basically, in fact, I am also learning, trying to practice, trying to, practically apply in my life. We all should have the qualities of a rishi and a scientist, especially the children. Inquire about ourselves, go deep and see, and at the same time explore outside, realize, understand, right? Have a balance in life. Maybe in the yogic way we can say yogam and jnanam. Yogam is basically what? The mental composure, the quality of a mind that can endure things in life, backed up with knowledge. We all should have the attributes of a rishi and a scientist. If you see the stories of Janaka Maharaja, sage Sri Shuga, he gets advice from his guru that Janaka, as a Rajarshi, you should learn, right? Though he is an administrator, as a Raja, a sage like you should learn from Rajarshi. So Sri Shuga goes to Janaka Maharaja's palace and asks this question. I'm really curious how you deal, because as a great ruler, and with this jnanam you are doing the things, you are having a balance in life. Let me try to understand, let me imbibe certain qualities from you. So Janaka Maharaja says, Sri Shuga, you go around this palace, right? I am giving a lamp that is having full of oil, and you have to ensure that you go around the entire palace. You need to enjoy. There are a lot of things that you will get attracted. Lot of things of worth, diamonds, etc. So the condition is basically you need to go around and ensure that you will not spill the oil and the lamp should be intact. Sri Shuga goes and he was totally lost after seeing those big things in the palace. Ultimately, when he came back, even no oil, the lamp was also not working. Then Janaka Maharaja asked, what happened? What went wrong? No, because I was totally immersed in those things and I totally forgot about this lamp. Fine, no problem. This time you go, I will give one more chance. You need to ensure that you enjoy and at the same time the lamp is intact. You take pauses, right? You appreciate. When you appreciate, you take pause and then you come back and ensure that this is intact. So ultimately, he goes around and comes back. This is the reality. See, in life, lot of situations will come. Lot of good things will come, lot of bad things will come. One has to take a pause when things happen, and the inner courage or inner strength has to be derived. Though this is a story, this is very much practical for all of us. Appreciate the transactional world, but don't get stuck in the transactional world.